Hello and welcome to the It's Your Effing Journey podcast. My name is Melissa Hemming, and if a life coach and a therapist had a baby, you get me. I am here today with a story, and I want to talk a little bit about the holidays and traditions and kids and parenting and all of that. Because I just had this happen this week, and I thought it would be a perfect thing to share because it really is aligned with my goals as a mom. And I know sometimes it's helpful to hear these things in real time. So first, my elf is back, my elf on a shelf, Amy. And if you have known me any significant amount of time, I don't want to be buried. I want to be cremated, but I want to be cremated with that fucking elf because she epitomizes so many happy Christmas memories with my kids. And I know Elf on the Shelf gets a lot of hate, so I always like to give it a lot of love because it's your effing journey. And you can do whatever you want to do or not do with your elf. If the elf is not for you, the elf is not for you. But if the elf is for you, or you feel inclined to do it, don't let the hater down the street convince you not to. Make it your own. Do what you need to do to make it work for you and your family. It doesn't have to be Pinterest-worthy things. It can just be moving the fucking elf across the room every night. It can just move. Let your elf, your kindergarten teacher take care of crazy elf activities if that's what they do. And you can tell your kid, it can be the first lesson that you give your kid of everyone does things differently. Everyone's elf is different, just like every person is different. And it can still be really magical. I will never forget my little babies waking up every day and wanting to search for that little fucking thing. And of course, there were some nights we forgot. There were some nights we had to, talk about the magic being gone and all of that. But it was, when I see her name is Amy. I didn't know I'd cry. I see my son at 18 months or 2 years, however old he was, naming her. He named her after his preschool teacher. I hear his little voice when he would say it. I see my oldest and she was really excited about the elf at first, and she was also really apprehensive. And she was like, you got to tell her she's not allowed upstairs. There was some level of fear with the elf. But it just makes me so happy. So she's back. Nowadays, she sits often for days on end in the same place, but she's still here. She still celebrates Christmas with us, and I love her. So with that, there's, and I know when the holidays come, it's a lot of older moms being sad about traditions being different or not having babies anymore and some of that magic being gone. I also love that, this recognition that moms are the magic and we bring the magic to Christmas. And I totally wholeheartedly believe that. And I love that we're finally getting the credit for it. Fuck Santa. Moms are where it's at. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about that, but I have a story. So first of all, let's dive into what's going on. I have one-on-one sessions open. I have packages. I have package of 6 sessions and 12 sessions. And this is for you to use what you will, right? I really want to work with motivated women who are growing businesses, who are wanting to set boundaries, really wanting to take an active role in changing their life /mindset /business in 2026. So I have a couple different options for packages, and it really depends on what you're looking to do. I had a client last year who wanted, because a lot of the EAP insurance or places that provide insurance for therapy, I don't even know if I described that correctly, but anyways, they give 6 sessions. And 6 sessions is a great amount of time to really get clarity on a certain issue, whether that's leaving your relationship, switching jobs, focusing on growing your business. That's something I'm really passionate about. And 6 sessions can really get you what you need to get you to that place. And the work that I did with this one client, she had 6 sessions through her work and she came ready to work. she wanted to decide if having kids was the right choice for her. And I loved working with her because first of all, she already had her fitness stuff set. Like, I believe so much in mental health being impacted by your physical movement. And so she already had her fitness routine. So that wasn't part of this at all. But she came to session ready to fucking dive into what was happening in her mind, in her feelings, with her relationships. And I would give her like a series of prompts to go through. I think we met like every 3 weeks. And so during those 3 weeks where we weren't meeting, she was journaling the shit out of specific prompts meant for her issue. And then she would come back and she would share with me what she journaled about. And she took this really seriously. And this is the kind of client that I love to work with. Someone who doesn't just come to session and is like, nah. And I get it. Sometimes it's hard to think of things to talk about. But it really, when you have a journal prompt and then you are working on these things separately, and then you come to session to talk about what you've uncovered, because inevitably with journaling you do. I just love that kind of work. I love it. And so we dive deep. We took apart, as I said, her relationships, society and their influence on, women becoming moms. And at the end of the 6 sessions, she decided being a mom wasn't for her. And she made that educated decision through thoughtful work with me. So that's the kind of thing that happens in six sessions. 12 sessions is sort of, maybe you're looking for ongoing care. Maybe you just know that you feel the best when you're working with someone one-on-one, whether that's once a month, once every 2 weeks. But I have these sessions that are developed to get you where you want to go. All the sessions are 45 minutes, and all the information is in the show notes. I have a link in there, so if you are interested, and shoot me a message if you have any questions about it. But I would love to work with you in 2026. Also, the club is open. We are going to be doing a vision board exercise for planning for what we want our 2026s to look like. And so I would join, if you're interested in that, join ASAP, because we're going to be doing that before the end of the month. And the club is just ongoing support, mental health support, clarity on what you're dealing with right now. This week, we're talking about boundaries and sort of how that looks in this busy season of Christmas and the holidays and all of that. So that's what's up. Fitness is going strong, and it, as I said last week, it's giving me life and driving me a little bit crazy, but I wouldn't have it any other way. It's so important for me, especially just navigating life, to have a source of joy, and the people their energy is contagious, and it's just fun. It's just fun. Okay. What else? What am I forgetting? Am I forgetting anything else? No. The club, the one-on-one sessions. All right. I think we're good. Okay. So let's do it. Let's do it. What time is it? Podcast time. It's a celebration. What time is it? Podcast time. We got bells for Christmas time. So, okay, this is what I wanted to talk about. So my kids are older, and that was sort of what made me think of Amy too, is that, even though things have changed, there's still beautiful things in your kids getting older. And one of those things for me is that I don't have to move my Elf every night. I can just enjoy her where she is. But the thing that I wanted to talk about. So one of the other cool things about your kids growing up is that gift giving changes at the holidays. I've seen this a lot in the last couple of years, especially, Kaylin's 21, Declan's 16, and Matica is 12. So I saw it really be it changing in the last couple of years. And it feels weird. It feels weird when it shifts, because there's, let's say your kid asks for something that is a significant amount of money, like an iPad. They're going to get less little gifts to open. And I think that's hard as a parent, because you're so used to like this big chaotic Christmas morning where kids are opening things and it's exciting. And then you sort of get to this age and it's like, it's a lot less exciting because first of all, there's a lot less to open. And it feels different on Christmas morning. So I honestly am thinking about this and thinking about how I can make this fun and different for my kids this Christmas. And if you have any ideas, please let me know, especially if you're a mom of older kids and you sort of have been through this weird transition that you want it to still feel magical, but age appropriate. So this year I talked to all my kids and I said, listen, why don't we just do another vacation? We took a cruise this August, and I said, how about we do another cruise? I had this conversation, and it's so funny because I advocate for communication all the time. Communication, communication. If you asked my kids, how good is your mom at communicating? They would probably not give me the best grade. And this is why, you have to practice what you preach. And I do want to be better at communicating, but like ADHD gets in the way and, life gets in the way. And sometimes I think I have the best of intentions and maybe not as great as a follow through. So in my head, I talked to all my kids about the cruise and everyone was A-okay on board. In reality, I may have only talked to Declan and Madiket about it. Madiket has been talking about the cruise that we took in August practically every day since we took it. So I knew she'd be on board, and it's just easy. I'd rather gift experiences for my kids than anything else. And I'd rather them just make that decision of like, okay, mom has to be thoughtful about where her money goes, especially now that I'm supporting us, as a single mom. And, so it was important to me to, I would much rather spend it on this way than in like shit, like crap that, who knows what happens. So, so the other day I was like, let me see what, cruise deals are happening. And I did a quick little Google search and I found a cruise, Margaritaville cruise, in August, which is when we took our cruise last year. And it was a great price. It was like $1,300 for all four of us for 5 nights. And I was like, sold, booked the cruise. And I was feeling amazing. I'm like, holy shit, I'm done with Christmas. I'm literally done. Who else do I shop for besides my kids? I'll have to order my mom's calendar on Shutterfly, which I do every year and I fucking hate doing, but I'm going to do it because she loves it. And sometimes you do things for people even though you hate doing them. It's once a year and my mom does so much for us. It's fine. It's fine. This is me convincing myself it's fine. It's fine. I got to do that. Like today. So I have to do that. And other than that, it's done. The kids are done. I'll get some candy and, come up with something hopefully to do Christmas morning that's fun for them. But that's it. And that felt amazing, right? So I text the kids. We talk about it when everybody gets home. Kaylin calls me and she's like, hey, I don't know how to say this, but I don't want to go on the cruise. Or she says, no, that's not what she said. She said, can I bring my boyfriend or a friend? They'll obviously pay their own way. And at the time, I was like, I don't really know what to say because we had a room for the 4 of us. So I didn't know how to like separate her. So I was like, we'll just talk later. So we ended up talking on the phone and it's so funny because, so she's 21 and my youngest is 12. And Kaylin is an oldest daughter. So I wouldn't necessarily call her a people pleaser in the way that I do my youngest. So I always tease my youngest. She's a people pleaser in recovery. I have to work with her often about, because she'll sort of try to appease me in certain ways with things. And I'm always like, is that the decision that's right for you? I never, ever, especially because of the relationship that I have with my parents and this like sense of obligation, I never, ever want my kids to feel obligated to do things with me, to hang out with me, to appease me, because that means they're abandoning themselves. And to me as a mom, that is what I want for them. I want them to do what's right for them. And I never want to be in the way of that. If they want to spend time with me, and I And this is sort of scary, right? Because they could choose never to hang out with you. I have enough faith in my relationships with them that they are going to do the things that they feel that they want to do with me, right? Like we have our family day in New York City on Friday. I know the kids always look forward to that. And that's time with my babies. So I'm not going to be greedy, right? And I'm not going to want her to abandon herself to do this for me. So, okay. But my youngest is so we work on this all the time about her. Even last week I did that full moon goat hike, and I said to her, do you want to come with me? It sounds really fun. And when she found out I was going by myself, she was like, oh yeah, I'm going to come. I don't want you to go by yourself. She has a hard time with me doing things by myself, even though I love to do things by myself. And so I said to her, if you are not, and I say this to my kids, if this is not a fuck yes for you, it's a fuck no, because I am a fuck yes. And you complaining about the cold or how long we're there or how long we're walking or how strong the goats are or whatever could potentially come up when you bring a kid somewhere. I don't want that energy. I'm excited to do this. So if this is not a fuck yes for you, then it's a fuck no. And I'm a big girl. I like doing things by myself and I feel fine doing that. So these are conversations we have a lot. But okay, so Kaylin and I are FaceTiming and Matica is in the background. So she hears Kaylin say all of this. And Kaylin says Kaylin's always kind, always caring. You know, she's just a good kid, a good person. But she's like, listen, it's just the cruise is not it for me. When we had the cruise, I loved it because Kaylin and I spent all the time together because the kids were off in the kids club and doing this and that. And she was like, listen, it really wasn't family time. I will hang out with you if I still go with my friend or whatever. But I'm not sure that's the right choice for me. And I'm not going to lie. Was I hurt a little bit? Sure. I a little bit was like, oh my God, like here we are. And now I have a adult child who doesn't want to go on the vacation that I planned. Like, first of all, that's crazy to me because if anyone's going to take me on a free vacation, I'm fucking going. Sign me up. Doesn't matter. But I have to respect her choice and her feelings and that she's doing what's right for herself and how hard that must have been for her to tell her mom that, right? But I've got fucking Matica in the background bawling her eyes out because she's so upset that Kaylin is hurting me. Matica has one of the biggest hearts I've ever seen. And, there's certain things that she can't even ever know about that happen in life because I don't know that she'd ever recover from it. But, and I mean this like old people in particular, like she really doesn't like when old people are lonely or potentially sad. It's like, yeah, we can't talk about those things with her or she will be very sad. So she's very upset in the background that this is happening and that I am sad. This was a great time for me to step into the mom that I want to be. Reminding Matica that Kaylin is honoring what is right for her. She is standing up for what is right for her and that we have to respect that. It's not coming from an unloving place. It's not coming from a fuck the family. I don't want to be with you. I don't want to spend time with you. It is just simply what is right for her. And it's so important for the people that she loves and who love her to respect that. And so I was able to come, sit down, have a moment with myself and remember who the fuck I am and what kind of mom I wanted to be in that moment. So I was able to have a conversation with, and I'm proud of this. This is why I'm sharing this, because I'm proud of this. I'm really proud of this because I feel like the old Melissa would have been like, oh my God, my oldest doesn't want to go on the cruise. And I would have made it be something that it wasn't. And I think it also helped with Matica's response because I was able to have that conversation with her about me changing the reservation, taking Kaylin off of it. And then if she decides to add herself with a boyfriend, with a friend, with whoever the fuck she wants to do that, she can do that. But at least from my financial standpoint, she's off of the room. So I don't have to worry about that. It's just me, Declan, and Matica on the cruise. And So, and then Kaylin, and I want to read you these series of texts. I literally only have 3 minutes before my next session. But I just wanted to share this because I just think it's nice. Okay. So she said to me after we talked, I said, yep, that's fine. I'm going to take you off the room and we'll go from there. She texted me and she said, are you sad? I didn't want that to come off the wrong way. And I said, you're off, like you're off the room, because I had talked to the cruise line and gotten her separated. Now you can do what you please, get another room or join us or don't. And she said, you didn't answer my question though. Are you upset with me? And I said, no, with exclamation point. And I said, I never, ever, ever in a million years want you to sacrifice what is right for you for my feelings. Absolutely no people pleasing. And she said, okay, good. And I said, but it would be fun if you came. And then, we went on with our lives. But I was really, really proud of this because that's the kind of mom I want to be. I want to own my own feelings. I want my kids to know that I am able to own my own feelings, and that it doesn't mean that she doesn't love me. It doesn't mean she doesn't value me or respect me or is grateful for me or what I offer for her. It's just that particular thing is not in alignment with her. And how cool to have that kind of relationship with your kids where you respect them and they respect you. And, I just thought I'd share it. I'm proud of myself. And, I think it's just really cool when we can show up in a way that we're proud of, because I know there's so many times that I don't. There's so many times that I fuck it up and, but sometimes I get it right. And then I share it for the world. So hopefully that helped you. And just remember, I always go back to those days of doing my miracle morning and, writing down that I wanted to be, it seems like so long ago that I started that, but I would write down that I wanted to be a patient and loving mom. And I know I'm not often patient and loving, and I can be, easily frustrated and agitated, and I do all the things that are wrong. But writing that down every day and then remembering it as they walk down the stairs every morning, it helped me so much. So, even if you just need to remember how you want to show up, because only you know how you act, only you know what your interactions with your kids are. And I know how fucking hard moms are on themselves. So celebrate what you are doing right, even if it feels like you're doing so much wrong, because you are doing such a good job. And even just you being worried that you're not doing a good job shows how much you care. So I don't know why I'm getting emotional again, but probably the fucking elf that I'm staring at. I love you guys. Thank you for being here. Please screenshot this, share it in your story, send it to a friend, and I'll see you soon. Love you. Bye.